What if I told you that for me, leaving your Christmas decorations up all year long wasn't just wrong, it was morally wrong? Or that my opinion of the movie Star Wars Episode 1 really comes down to my core moral beliefs and convictions? We can moralize just about anything, and as a psychologist, I'm interested in that process of moralizing, especially as it pertains to persuasion. It's much harder to persuade someone who has a moral reason for their opinion, just like it would be very hard to convince me that Star Wars Episode 1 was a good movie. The question, though, is whether you actually have to have moral reasons for your opinion, or whether it's enough to just think that there's a moral basis to your opinion. It brings us to this idea that the mere perception of a moral basis makes opinions stronger, which means they change less when pressed. In our study, we chose the topic of recycling, and the first thing people did when they came in was write down their thoughts about recycling, which typically were pretty positive, as you might imagine. And then we told everyone that we were having a computer program analyze their thoughts, which in reality was a minor deception, and actually we designed this analysis so that about half of our participants were told that their thoughts were relevant to moral concerns, whereas the other half weren't given any indication of morality. So now, about half of our participants have started to think that their recycling opinions might have something to do with their moral beliefs, whether or not that's actually the case. It's at this point that we give everyone a short essay that attempts to argue against recycling. And even though this essay was succeeding in convincing people, at least to some degree, it was the people who had started to think that their opinions were morally relevant who were not convinced. In other words, all it took was simply thinking that there was a moral reason to your opinion to cause people to hold on to those opinions more strongly. The implications of this finding are huge because it shows how easy it can be to get people to commit to their opinions. Whether or not there was an actual moral reason for a person's position, simply connecting that opinion to the mere notion of morality was all it took for people to resist persuasion. In a world where issues are moralized on both the left and the right, this research gives us important insight into the moralizing process and its ability to harden people's attitudes and build fences around their beliefs. Thanks.